Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Where else can I be found? Rumble, Spotify, or Recoil TV. Hit that link in the description box. I'll be waiting for you patiently. Don't forget to hang out with me every Friday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time for my live stream. I'll be expanding on some things that I may have spoken about earlier in the week, or I may be talking about things for the first time that I haven't talked about in the previous week. So you're just going to have to tune in and find out every Friday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. So shout out to Tennessee. They are the first state to do this. And it's one of those things where you're like, well, duh, of course they should do that. And not talking shit about Tennessee, but it's like, why doesn't every state have this? Why isn't this done? It should be. But this law that is waiting to be signed by the governor, and I'm sure it will be, I believe his name's Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee, and it was passed unanimously in their house. And the reason this law was created was for two different situations, which are horrible. One was for this officer who there was a manhole that was overflowing. He stopped to check it out. Some woman driving drunk hit him and left the scene. And he left behind some kids. And also this grandmother, she has left behind two of her grandkids, and her son, his fiance, and one of their other kids, a 4-month-old, were all killed by a drunk driver. So she started looking at the penalties, saw that they were not stiff enough, and she knew that hitting people in their wallet is where they feel it most. So she drafted this bill along with some help. Thank God she did. And it's so sad that those things had to happen for them to create this. I mean, but basically, the law says that if you kill somebody while drunk driving and they're the parent of a minor, you have to pay child support to that kid until they are 18 years old. Great. The penalty needs to be more stiff. That just needs to be part of the penalty. You should have to be an indentured servant to that family until you die. You took their family member away from them, or family members. In the case of that poor grandma, she lost her son, her future daughter-in-law, and one of her grandkids. So you need to be paying for that until you die. Not till that kid's 18, until you die, because their parents died because you wanted to go out and drive or you were all lit up from the tit up. Now, I have a personal special anger for drunk drivers, a special hatred that burns hot for drunk drivers, especially those that kill people. My Uncle Andre was killed. Man, this must have been back in the mid-90s. And he was coming home, of course, and it's always the good ones, right? The guy that would give you the shirt off his back. Everybody loved him. He was a chef at a restaurant in Pebble Beach. And him and my aunt had a great relationship. They were each other's opposite. What he was, she wasn't. What she wasn't, he was. They got each other. Their relationship was special. You like to be around him. And he's coming home late or early one morning after working overnight. Some piece of shit ran a stop sign, hit him and killed him. Hit his car and killed him. T-boned him, then took off. Unfortunately, they found the piece of shit, but you know he didn't get a stiff enough penalty. He's probably out right now enjoying his life. He's out right now laughing, having a good time, taking pictures around the Christmas tree. And the death of my uncle, that's what killed my aunt. She died of a broken heart. After he died, her life totally changed. That happiness, that life for the party that was in her was gone. She got deeper into alcoholism and ended up dying at 52. Drank herself to death. All because some fucker wanted to drive drunk. Now, it's hard enough if your family member dies, your parent dies from natural causes or some kind of accident. But because somebody decided to do something stupid and take their life into their hands, that's why they're gone. Their poor decision making has now become your emergency. That shit is awful. I remember there was a town called Seaside, where I used to live, Seaside, California. And there was a drunk driver. He had multiple, I believe he had 5 or 6 DUIs. Shouldn't have been driving. They should have thrown his ass off a cliff a long time ago. But there's this family of 5. Mom, dad, 3 kids. They're standing on the corner right by this Church's Chicken. And he comes around the corner, hops the curb, and hits the whole family. The father is put into a coma. He wakes up from the coma to find out that his wife and his 2 daughters were dead. It was just him and his son left. Imagine that. Oh, welcome back, sir. Sir, can you hear me? Squeeze my finger if you can hear me. Where's my family? What happened? You were in an accident. Your wife and your 2 daughters, your 2 young elementary school age daughters are dead. Killed by some son of a bitch who shouldn't have been driving in the first place. And we all know that process. We all know the process of death. Remember watching that show, First 48? That was the worst part to me. That's when they had to go and notify the family. You're going through your life, kids probably playing in their room, doing their homework, living life, thinking nothing's wrong. And here come the police with this nuclear bomb to drop on their entire life. Where's mom? Where's dad? They're not home yet. They're usually home at this time. Why don't you call their phone? Oh, they're not answering. Ding dong, who's that? What? I think it's the police. Hello? Hi. Yeah, she's my mom. Boom, there you go. Your life's over. Your life has changed forever because of some idiot. I wish, some things do need to change. Some laws do need to be changed and repealed. Some things in society do need to be changed. They need to be modified. They need to catch up to the times. Some things we used to do are things we shouldn't do anymore. But you know what? Some things don't need to change. Some things should stay the same. Some things should stay old school. And one of those things is punishment. If you want to be rehabilitated, go to a rehab facility. But if you go to prison or you commit a crime, you need to be punished severely. You need to be punished so bad that other people that might do what you did will say, I don't think I'm going to do that, because of the punishment that person had to face. And if you're going to wipe out somebody's parents on some bullshit, you need to be punished. For every year of the age of the person who was killed, that's a minute that you need to be in the custody of the family members. So if the person you killed was 25, that's 25 minutes you get to spend with the family members who are left behind to put the pieces together from the bullshit that you created. There's no penalty stiff enough for somebody killing someone while they were driving drunk. Especially with a damn Uber, Lyft, you name it. Somebody will come pick your ass up. Just like them stupid ass athletes, some NFL players and shit driving drunk, killing people. You know there's a number they can call and a car will come get them anywhere in the world? But with Lyft, cabs, I don't give a shit, call a friend. You get behind the wheel drunk and you kill somebody, you took their life, we're taking yours. That's it. There's no I'm sorry, my bad. There's nothing you can say. Paying child support is the least of your worries. Every state should adopt this. Every state should make somebody pay as much as humanly possible when they take somebody else's life after making a stupid ass decision like driving drunk. There's no excuse. Give your keys to somebody or call someone to come get your dumb ass. Not hop behind the wheel, inebriated, and kill somebody's parents. My goodness, man. But Tennessee, they seem to be the first state to do this. They better not be the last. All you other 49 states, you better hop on this shit and make those penalties severe. Those poor kids. They had plans. They probably have vacations planned or whatever. They love their parents. They expect their parents to come home and walk through that door on time. But they can't anymore because some fuckface decided to sip and get behind the wheel. And then they get out. The lady who killed that officer, she was sentenced to 11 years. In 11 years, his kids will be teenagers, right at the perfect time to be dealing with the death of your parents. Perfect. But she'll be out. If she does 11 years, she got out for what good behavior? I don't care what model prisoner you are, how many floors you mop, or if you're a trustee. You killed somebody being a jackass. You're not coming out. Get comfy. You are a permanent resident of the state. You ain't coming home. Those parents don't come home. You don't come home. You better get good at sharpening shanks and fighting off butt sex, because that's going to be your life until it's over. Shout out to Tennessee. Thank you very much. Let that ripple through the rest of the country. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.